Welcome to the 820. Week 2 of the laser project, including the Prism, we introduced a second detector, and I had a lot of trouble getting the lights to flash on and off, and I started thinking about serial communication and Navy flashers, which is an old form of serial communication, and I thought this would be a cool thing. I've thought of this movie clip I'm going to include.
Keep your eye on that! Somebody's firing at us.
Over us so far.
What do we do, lose the war already?
Sparks!
Who's responsible for firing on that ship?
I was only trying to warn them, sir. They don't acknowledge our transmission and haven't been briefed on the harbor defenses.
She's already in the harbor. Did it ever occur to you she might be on a radio silence? He'll be coming about any minute. Get out on that blinker and warn him off.
Yes, sir.
So in this case, the blinker is a light communication device that they're running to go
Sparks, where
to.
are you? I'm sorry, sir.
And they're going to try to blink a message to the boat to tell them not to enter the mined harbor.
Sir! What?
There's a flashing light on the dock.
Break out the hand blinker. Stand by alert to come about.
Aye, aye, sir. All hands stand by to heave to.
What's the matter with those guys?
They're going right into it.
Got them now, sir.
Well, tell them.
What do you got? You are approaching.
Cancel it. They're already in it. Tell them quick.
Cancel her. Restart, sir.
Oh, for heaven's sakes! If all they're telling us we are approaching a Navy dock. You are in a fine area. Well, that's not nice. You're in a fine area. Must be the Chamber of Commerce. Why do they talk
Excuse me,
about...
sir. That F was an M, sir.
well, that's different. You're in a mine area. A mine area? Get directions, quick! Look out! Keep your eye peeled for subsurface objects!
So back to the circuit, I had an issue with the Prism, so I started playing with a single detector here, and I'll just pick up from there. It's an issue with aiming, so see, here if I play with the laser I can get the light to go on. Here is my $10 Prism, and I put this in here. Now I can get, I think I can still get the light to go on, hopefully. Here we go. Now where's the other beam? Is it going there? It's going over here. This other beam is going off to this way, right? So now I have the beam split to two places. It goes this way and it goes this way, so I can have two detectors. So I need to build a second detector circuit, and I think I can get rid of one of the transistors, so I'm going to play with that. Two detectors, the number of LEDs doubles. I've doubled the LEDs and doubled the detectors, but the transistor count stayed the same because I went from a 2 transistor per detector to a 1 transistor per detector circuit. So we're at $13. This is the circuit where I'm trying it out with the breadboard. I was able to get both LEDs to light, which was kind of fun, although it was kind of wonky. The breadboard is starting to be a pain in the butt. Here I can get the one detector, that's for the bottom detector, and that's the other light is the green LED is for the far detector on the left, and there's one, you can hardly see it, it's on the bottom. So I can get both detectors to light depending on where I point the beam. So that's cool. I wanted to talk about why I use AA batteries, and so here we have the Prism, and
I found that it was just difficult to get the prism aligned properly, especially with that little wire in the way. So I've got a new circuit I'm designing. But I thought I'd talk a little bit about why I chose to use AA batteries, because you can also use a USB supply on the Arduino to power up the breadboard. And my skill level poking around stuff, based on my experience, is I'm more likely to poke the laser in my eye and short wires out and cause smoke. And all components have a certain amount of magic smoke inside them, and if you let the magic smoke out, then they break. And that goes for power supplies and 100-volt outlets to your house as well. So I didn't want to use a 5-volt supply or a 3-volt supply or worry about that just yet. I thought I'd work with AA batteries. It's reasonably safe, and even with that, I found that after I tinned the ends of the wire for the AA battery carrier, I had melted. In one case, the two ends touched together with the batteries in it and melted. So I ended up taking the battery leads for the case, cutting one end significantly shorter than the other, so the probability the two ends would touch with batteries in it and melt everything was reduced, but it's not perfect. So what you see here on the video is me fussing with this prism, trying to get both the two LEDs to light, and it was a pain in the rear. And mainly part of the problem was I had that little jumper wire in the way. So I decided I need to make a PCB to do it that way. This last bit of video is the 2 detector breadboard, where I'm just verifying that each LED can be illuminated. If I shine the laser directly into the detector, I can get the LED to go on, but I can't get the prism to work very well.
Alright, so I finally got this circuit debugged, and you can see if I block this, both lights should go out. Well, block that. Whoop. So I have a detector, and I'm waiting for my polarizer now. So this should be one polarization of light, and this should be another. And there's an issue with the bias on that, on this one transistor. That's why that one is not lighting up. So I have a little bit more work to do, but ultimately I have a detector.
So I ran into a snag looking for electrical optical crystals. I was hoping to use cheap optical transceivers, and I looked at the FinSAR spec, and it just has a laser diode switching on and off, like the signaling. And I really wanted an electrical optical crystal. So I'm hoping to purchase, I actually purchased a Fujitsu modulator, which is a little bit more expensive, and inside this box, I hope, is the actual electrical optical crystal that I need, but we'll know in a couple of weeks. Thanks for watching. See you next week.